on which we, as a country, on which our nation, our government needs to prioritize, on which government needs to work and focus, by which we can face the economic challenges in the future. So it's over to Dr. Tia. Then I will take over again for the final part of the presentation.
Good morning and Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you, Dr. Peter, for describing the information regarding status of biotechnology in Pakistan. And now I will cover opportunities for economy development in Pakistan. So simply you can say the opportunities for the biotechnology economy, or you can say the biotechnology based economy, which basically helps to take a step back and consider a wider context that reveals key factors that fuel and restrain innovations and commercialization in biotechnology. As Dr. Peter has defined biotechnology, biotechnology can be defined in various ways, but it is simply the skillful manipulations of the living systems for an efficient exploitations in the interest of humanity. So the biotechnology has a wide scope ranging from diagnosis to treatment, agriculture to medicines, and from bioremediations to gene manipulations. So nowadays, biotechnological based industries or biotechnological economical based industries are appearing as a big shareholders in the local and global economy. So once the biotechnological based industries has flourished nationwide, the employment opportunities in this area has increased a lot or have a wider, you can say, opportunities which range from sales and marketing to research and development and to manufacturing quality control and assurance. So biotechnology devised such techniques and procedures which can provide the mankind with the safest, germ-free and highly nutritious food, which is also resistant to pathogen, along with providing the shelter against the fatal diseases. A number of biotechnological applications do exist to attain the improvement of the crop and animal production, health and environment security. So the development of any nation is basically dependent on the technological exploitation of its natural resources, including human resources. Biotechnology provides basically a promising way to skillfully exploit the natural resources and enables to preserve the national resources through their characterization and conservation. Nowadays, there is an increasing interest worldwide to invest in the field of biotechnology or in biotechnology industries. A number of national and multinational firms have been involved in biotechnology worldwide, and some are dedicated to biotechnology specifically. The developed countries like the USA and Spain are the leading nations. However, Pakistan is not among these countries due to their negligible involvement in biotechnology industries, and no such data is available for Pakistan to compare its status of biotechnology based industries. However, for the sustainable development, it is now indispensable for Pakistan to invest in the field of biotechnology. Biotechnology could intervene in various disciplines to cope with the future challenges and benefit from the opportunities, because the increasing demands of the food, health, environment and energy security is the main driving force for all life science research. And like any other field of applied life sciences, biotechnology aims to skillfully manipulate the living systems for the human interest is more sustainable way. So the sustainability and the environment friendliness is one of the most important objective of these skillful manipulations. So here I'm giving you the list of biotechnological tools which could be exploited to attain food, health and environment security, like molecular applications to biology. Simply, I can define that the utilization of molecular techniques basically enables a better understanding of the different biochemical and molecular aspects of the living processes. So this is the only way to the skillful and sustainable exploitations of these living processes. Then molecular markers. These marker enables a better crop and animal genetic improvements through marker assisted selections, and these also extensively used in genetic conservations and overall population biology. Then tissue culture technology. These culture tools are used for in vitro multiplications of an organism without genetic changes, and it is also widely used in context of conservation genetics, multiplications of the disease-free in true to type propagations. Now, the forensic DNA technology and sequencing and genomics and recombinant DNA technology, reproductive biotechnology, gene therapy, pharmacogenomics, biofarming, tissue and organ transplantation, and energy. And we will discuss all these biotechnological tools under the heading of the area of investment. So the key areas of investment in the biotechnology includes health and medical biotechnology, veterinary and animal biotechnology, agriculture biotechnology, industrial, microbial and environmental biotechnology, and applied biology and bioinformatics. Because the tremendous advances in the biotechnology have had a profound impact in agriculture, medicines, and environment. In about 20% of all world pharmaceuticals are produced today by using biotechnological process, and it has been estimated that about 50% of all pharmaceuticals will be produced in this manner by the year 2020. For example, the corticosteroids used in the medicines are produced by using certain microbes. Similarly, the production of insulin in diabetes and many antibiotics manufactured using GMOs organisms. And nowadays, personalized medicines is being developed so that the medicines will be tailored to match the genetic profiles of the various sections of the population. So now I will cover one by one the key opportunities of biotechnology in the field of health and medical biotechnology. As Pakistan is the sixth most populous country of the world with a population with an annual population growth rate of approximately 2%, which is highest in the region, and more than India, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. So, due to the poor socio-economic conditions, inadequate health facilities, low literacy rate, unique social and cultural practices, incidence of various infectious, metabolic, and genetic diseases are higher than other countries. So there is a very strong need to address the major health issues in Pakistan. And our biotechnology has a great potential for the discovery and development of a specific and targeted drugs for healthy Pakistan and to improve the socio-economic conditions of the countries. So health and medical biotechnology could include modern diagnostic tools for various diseases, medicines and vaccines developed through recombinant DNA technology, and wide range of modern therapy techniques like gene therapy and transplantations. Therefore, health and medical biotechnology has a huge potential with the numerous challenges to attain the health security for Pakistan. So I am describing one by one. Number one, the vaccine production. The health and medical biotechnology possesses a huge potential to enable large-scale, cost-effective, efficient, and rapid development and the production of vaccines. The biotechnology is used already in developed world. However, countries like Pakistan are mostly dependent as a consumer on these countries, and approximately 95% of the vaccines are imported from abroad. Then improved diagnosis. In case of improved diagnosis, the latest molecular diagnostic tools enables a rapid and efficient diagnostics of the various diseases. For example, recently in the pandemic of coronavirus, NUST and other universities of Pakistan have developed COVID-19 diagnostic kit for the detection of the coronavirus. And similarly, in Pakistan, From CAM Institute, the diagnostic test for the hepatitis B and hepatitis C is already been established. So diagnostic tools specific to other pathogens and their strains specific to Pakistan's are looking. So there is a key potential area to work for other infectious diseases. Then gene therapy in medical biotechnology. Gene therapy enables the introduction of disease, curing and preventing genes to the cells, lacking the genes or having its inactive form. So the potential of this technology for healthcare is still scarce for a large number of diseases. The next key area is medical counseling considering genetics and pharmacogenomics. The pharmacogenomics investigates the associations of the individual genetic makeup and its interaction with the medical therapy, and this knowledge helps to develop individual-oriented therapy according to his or her genetic makeup. So although this area needs an intensive research, the journal genetic information should be considered during any medical counseling. The next key area is biofarming and biofactories. The use of animals to produce medicinal compounds into the host like animal or plants and the organs requires intensive research. Then tissue and organ transplantation. This is again you can say a key area. Tissue and organ transplantation basically involves the replacement of a defective or damaged tissues and organs through its transfer from one to another individual. It may also include the replacement from one side to another side of the patient's body. But depending on the complexity, the transplantation is effectively used in some cases, while in other cases, intensive research is still required. Now coming towards the next key area, that is the veterinary and animal biotechnology. This biotechnology and this area has a huge potential to attain long-term sustainability in a number of domains like conservations, animal improvements, healthcare, and augmentations of the feed resources. A country like Pakistan can be, you can say, use the complete potential of livestock resources by using the biotechnological resources, because the livestock production in country is nowadays based on a conventional technologies. So the key opportunities in veterinary and animal biotechnology includes the feed product. So the biotechnological interventions could enable to develop new products for the better animal health and feed. And these methods are more target-oriented, efficient and rapid, and new drugs and vaccines could be developed through biotechnology. And similarly, new feed products could be produced at a commercial level to ensure fulfillment of animal nutrition requirement. Second, the key area is the dairy product or dairy product based industries. Over the past 10 years, the rise in the milk production in Pakistan is largely a result of increase in animal population rather than in animal productivity. So similarly, milk quality is also very low, most of the animal breeds. So the genetic improvements of animal, provisions of improved feed and healthcare to animal would enable a higher per animal production. The most important area of, you can say, opportunity, the animal reproductive biotechnology. The classical use of reproductive biotechnology in animal breeding has been to increase the number of superior genotype assisted through transgenes and molecular tools. So the reproductive biotechnology includes artificial insemination tools, oocyte pickup, embryo transfer, cloning, and chimeras formation. Next key area in the veterinary and animal biotechnology is the cryopreservation of ova and embryos. The cryopreservation of ova and embryos could be used for a number of uses, including subsequent large-scale multiplications and conservation of animal diversity. And successful cryopreservation of the mammalian embryos can be achieved by using both controlled freezing and thawing procedures. And then lastly, the transgenic animals. These animals can be employed either as a biofactories for the production of commercial products or living models for the study of human diseases and evaluation of pharmaceuticals. Similarly, these animals could be produced with transgenes for the improvement in the productivity and disease resistance and development of experiment animal model for specific disease and desirable products and pharmaceuticals. Now coming towards the most promising key area of investment, that is the industrial, microbial and environmental biotechnology. This technology basically deals with the skillful manipulations of the living system for industrial exploitations through processing chemicals, materials, energy, and energies. So one of the most important component of industrial biotechnology is based on the utilization of microorganisms and enzymes in chemicals, food, paper and pulp, textile and energy industries. Although our economy is mainly based on agriculture, the country has potential for growth in industrial sector. So industrial biotechnology would be a very useful component of this industrial development, reducing our dependence on the foreign import. So the key areas of investment in industrial biotechnology is enzymes in industries. So enzymes are widely used in various industries. For example, the cloth manufacturing industries with almost 1,000 units in Pakistan has a massive demands of deciser alpha amylases, cellulases and pectinases. So these biotechnological tool can be efficiently and rapidly help to develop, modify and produce these you can say enzymes at commercial scale through biotechnological interventions. Then production of biomolecules. The microbial biotechnology could also produce a number of biomolecules, and the development of prebiotics and probiotics as a functional food can address health issues by protection from gastroenteritis, immune regulations, improve digestion and gut infections. Now coming towards the nanobiotechnology. In recent years, the merger of basically biotechnology and nanotechnology has appeared as a new frontier with the important applications by expediting the synthesis, assembly, and targeted functionalization of nanoparticles. So nanoparticles have applications in developing ultrasensitive disease diagnostic protocols, potential scaffold material for bone transplant implants, and drug and gene delivery system. And in addition to these, the nanoparticles have potential to be used as a building blocks to make new materials such as composites, nanowires, nanochains, porous material for the applications in nanoelectronics, nano-optics, catalysis and forensics. So this is very, you can see the key area of investment in the field of biotechnology. Then contributions to energy. In the view of rapidly growing energy demands in Pakistan, it is now indispensable to exploit all indigenous resources by increasing the supply of traditional fuel. For example, the generation of methane gas from animal, agriculture and industrial waste through anaerobic digestions have a significant potential for increased indigenous supply of fuel. So biological beneficiation of the natural core resources involving biodesulfurization or biogasification can be used for progressive, efficient, cost-effective fuel to counter energy demands in Pakistan. Now coming to biomining. Biomining has been described recently as one of the 10 world-changing ideas, and Pakistan is also blessed with a vast arrays, or you can say vast types of minerals. And this is biomining can be an economical and environmental friendly alternate to the mining industries for extraction and purification of metals from large quantities of low-grade ores. Then the next key area is the bioremediation and waste management. The conservation of the rich and untapped microbial biodiversity of Pakistan present lot of opportunities and must be explored because the environmental interventions enable the scientists to transform the waste into useful products, and the rapid detection of microorganisms, creation of the natural products, and few low energy consumption bioprocesses, which also promotes the sustainability. And it would also improve our understanding to reduce morbidity, improve quality of life, and extend longevity. Then the next key area is applied biology and bioinformatics. Biotechnology, we have learned that biotechnology has been benefited from major advancement in all fields of the biology, while the application of the biotechnological tool to biology has given birth to the era of modern applied biology and bioinformatics. So numerous industries have been involved worldwide to provide biotechnology related products and services to various academics, research, and health related institutes. So this area is one of the emerging avenues for developing nations to invest in and benefit from in the long run. So bioinformatics, for example, requires a limited investment, only information technology section, and the training of the manpower. So they can then provide services to the worldwide customers while setting in Pakistan. And this is a way to generate foreign earning to the nation. So the key area in the applied biology and bioinformatics is the bioinformatics related industries. With decreasing cost of the molecular characterization, a large amount of the data is accumulated worldwide. However, the human resources to deal with such data are limited. So the developing countries with a high proportion of the young population could benefit from such demand through training people in bioinformatics, and this would provide jobs to a large proportion of population, resulting in foreign earning. The next key area is the biotechnology related commodities industries. These industries will not only reduce foreign dependence for the biotechnology related commodities, but also generate employment and enable foreign earning. And the last one is the biomolecule industries. The biomolecule industries or the potential of natural flora and fauna of Pakistan is not fully exploited. The biotechnological tools can rapidly and efficiently identify different useful compounds in natural flora and fauna and subsequent extraction. Similarly, the tissue culture could also enable in vitro production of the plant metabolites for the commercial exploitation. The key potential area is the population and conservation genetics, basically coupled with the applications of the molecular markers, and enables to understand population biology of a large number of species, their adaptations, ecology, and evolutions. And such information is also useful for conservation of the species. Thus, these tools of the biotechnology could apply to any living population, ranging from microbial species to forest trees, marine organisms, to understand their population, biology, ecology, and evolution. And this will also assist in conservation of these species and more wise and justified exploitations. And the next key area is the forensic biotechnology. The forensic biotechnology utilizes the DNA fingerprinting to identify the criminal suspects and parentage, and it is basically based on the fact that each individual has a unique DNA sequences. So it provides a rapid and precise way of forensic tool which can be used in criminology, paternity, and other such domains. Now coming towards the most important key area of investment, or you can say the key area which has the huge potential for economy development is the agriculture sector. Pakistan is basically agriculture based state, and it should be focused on agriculture biotechnology based products as a starting point for developing industry starting with. So this domain could have a number of interventions to cope with the agriculture related challenges like the yield enhancement. In case of the yield enhancement, the enhancement of per acre yield still remains the most important desirable goal of the crop improvement program. Yield enhancement has been achieved by adapting technologies such as use of hybrids and development of crop varieties with higher partition of the nutrients towards grain production. So the biotechnology can also intervene in various areas of this improvement to better understand crop physiology and its contribution to overall yield. The second important key area is the abiotic stress resistance. The major abiotic stress resistance in Pakistan includes drought, salinity, less rainfall, unexpected rain, hailstorms and floods, and fluctuation in temperature. The existing biodiversity of the species to respond to such stresses have widely been exploited through classical breeding. And the gene residing outside of these species, either in the wild relative or unrelated species, could only be incorporated into crop plants through an interventions of biotechnology. For example, a desired genes could be transferred from a microbe to a crop plant that through transgenics, while the genes from the same or related species could be transferred efficiently and rapidly through cisgenics. Now, the next key area of investment and research in the field of agriculture is the biotic stress resistance. The outbreak of crop pests, insects and diseases, and the prevalence of the weed are the major biotic stresses to reduce crop productions. And as far as abiotic stress, the biotic stress resistance has also been achieved through classical breeding. The biotic stresses caused by other organisms evolve against the resistance achieved. So the continuous effort is required to develop innovation approaches for such resistance. So the biotechnological interventions have been shown to have an effective in controlling these biotic stresses, and the use of molecular markers would enable us a more efficient and rapid selection for these desirable genotypes in modern plant breeding techniques. The next key area is the increased input responsiveness. The low soil nutrition status requires basically in intensive applications of the fertilizers and nutrients. Similarly, the other inputs like water, insecticides, weedicides are also applied to attain high yields. However, only an efficient utilization of these inputs could ensure higher production, and the exploitation of such mechanisms, genetic mechanisms for such an efficient exploitation would enable a better yield with less input applications. So biotechnology could provide a more efficient methods to develop such input responsive genotypes. The next key area and potential area is the environment-friendly agriculture. A major challenge to agriculture biotechnology is the environment and ecosystem safety. The biotechnological research and product must be carefully tested for biosafety before their widespread applications. The next key area is the improved nutritional quality. The food security could only be attained if the nutritional requirements of the population are achieved. Previously, most of the efforts were targeted towards the quantitative yields. However, the current improvements in the modern plant breeding resulting after biotechnological interventions could develop crop genotypes with higher nutritional quality. So thus the agriculture biotechnology presents an enormous potential for crop improvements, both qualitatively and quantitatively. Now I would like to share the economic significance of the biotech market. The biotechnology in Pakistan has focused mainly on the first generation applications such as agriculture, healthcare, food, textile, environment, and bioinformatics to boost economic development. And realizing the significant impact of the biotechnological interventions on economy, Pakistan has taken several recent steps toward economic uplift. Number one, the biotech market on commercial production, because Pakistan ranked 7th among 26 countries of the world in case of biotech-based crops production, and it is successful in achieving acceptance of insect-resistant biotech cotton grown on 2.9 million hectares. And as all we know that the cotton is one of the main cash crop of Pakistan, and in Pakistan, cotton is the only GE crop that has been approved for commercial cultivation. During the year of 2013 and 14, more than 2.8 million hectares are under BT cotton cultivations, utilizing 16 BT cotton varieties and covering 85% of the total cotton cultivated area. And the stack gene technology, Vulgar 2 seed is